Hello, and welcome to In the Studio with Dole Designs. My name is Cheryl Dole, and today we're going to make ear wires. I've had a lot of people ask me how to make just simple ear wires to go with their handmade earring designs, so you're not having to always buy your ear wires. And we are going to show you how to do that. It's just so much prettier, and we've already made the handmade earrings, so let's complete the process and make the handmade ear wires as well. So we're going to show you two different types, or a couple different kinds of ear wire styles. I think they're the most commonly used. There are several different designs, and please get creative with it. They can be a lot of fun. So we'll go ahead and get started with one of the simple ones without any decorations, and then we're going to do one with the ball decoration. So to get started, I am using 20 gauge sterling silver round dead soft wire. You can use 22 gauge also. Going to 18 is pretty thick. 20 gauge seems to be the most commonly used gauge for ear wires. So we're going to cut off about 2 inches, so we'll measure that here for our first one, and then the second one needs to be about 2.5. So on this first one here, 2 inches, and that is plenty for this style. Oh, make sure you turn it around and use your flush cutters and cut that flushly. And then I'm going to use this ear wire to measure the next. Alright, now that we have our 2 ear wires, or our 2-inch pieces of 20 gauge round dead soft wire, we're going to go ahead one more time and nip the ends just to make sure they're flush. It's very close to the end. And then we're going to take our graduated pliers. Now if you don't have graduated pliers, you can do them individually, but I like to do these at the same time to make sure that they come out even. But you can use chain nose pliers and just mark on here with a Sharpie where you're making the loop so both loops are consistent. But for my demonstration here, I'm going to go ahead and use the chain nose pliers. I'm going to use this one right here. There's 2 different size small loops, and we'll use a little bit larger of the 2 there. Oops. Make sure those are even. Now I'll come up to where this does not pass my round portion, and then I'm going to make my loop. So you have your loop like that. You're going to wonder why you have been making these forever. If you haven't, they're so easy. So we have made our loop there. And then we're going to, we could even use the edge of our Sharpie right here if we wanted to. But I'm going to use these baling pliers here. Bring them up to where they're even. And just simply come around with your wire there. Just like that. And then I like to put this little curve at the end of them. So while they're on this, I just go ahead and you need to either use your fingers or you can use your flat nose pliers here. And then right above where your loops are, get them seated on here evenly. Just go ahead and, oops, I'll go a little higher. Put a little bend right there. And it's going to look like that. So then I cut that evenly. And there you go. You have 2 identical ear wires. Now you can put these on your little bench block here. You also use a square one with the rubber bottom. But we're just going to simply hammer harden the top up here, and then right here at the loop, and a little bit at the bottom. And this is kind of an oversized hammer for that. Just use your chasing hammer. This is one I just grabbed here. And I want to move it from the camera so I don't hit the camera. So just right here at the top. Do it on both sides to keep it even. Just tap that, and then I like to tap the loop a little bit too. And then there at the bottom. And then I always toss it in the tumbler also. But the hammering the top like that keeps it from like pulling out so easily, so it's hardening that top right there. So we'll do the same with the second one here real quick. Keep your fingers out of the way. I have to keep telling myself that. And then there at the end. Alright. You can also, on the ends right here, take a burr cup and then file that down so that the ends aren't real pointy. And again, I like to toss them in a tumbler just to give them that extra nice finish and hardening. Now in the second ones, we're actually going to add a decoration. We're going to add these little balls here. So let's get a couple of these out. Now, these are a little harder to do at the same time, but we're going to get them close together. And those are 4mm sterling silver balls. You can use 2 or 3mm. You can use beads, pearls, Swarovski crystals, bicone crystals, whatever your imagination allows and the wire holds. So get creative with that. So like I said before, we're going to use 2.5 inches on this just to accommodate that 4mm ball. Just a little bit bigger. Oops, turn your flush cutters around. I always have to remind myself of that. Put it down there. And then I'm going to nip the ends real quick here, just to make sure those are flush. And we're going to start out the same way. We're going to go ahead and take our, these are graduated baling pliers, by the way, and again they come in very handy. So I like using these because they're just the same on both ends. It allows me to do a lot of these at the same time. Okay, so now we have our normal loop here, but we're wanting to bend this part down. And you can try to do that with your fingers if you can get a tight enough bend. I'm kind of curved with my finger, so I'm going to use my flat nose pliers to do that. I went a little bit too far, but actually I kind of like them that way. I'll show you the other way though, the right way. It should just be kind of straight up and down. There we go. There we go. Just like that. So now we are going to add excuse me, a 4mm ball in there. Now pay close attention to where your loop is, because we open and close these loops by bending them forward and outward like that. So we want to keep that on the inside on both ear wires. You don't want it out on one and in on the other. So I make it a golden rule for me to keep them on the inside, and that's how I like my ear wires. But you can have them on the outside also, but just make sure you make them both the same. Now on this, you can start your bend with your fingernail like that and see if you can get it tight enough. There we go. Yeah, that's working. About like that. And you can do it at a lighter angle depending on how that you want your design to be. Just make sure you make them both the same. And again, make sure your opening is on the inside there, or however you choose. Just keep it consistent. And then we're going to bend that out again. You can hold that with your pliers here. These are flat nose. And I'll make sure they're both about the same. So I came out a little bit further with that one. There we go. So now we've got that finished, we can come in with our baling pliers again. And I'm just going to put that right there. You can see it like that. And then come around with your ear wire. And this is where it's a little more difficult to do both at the same time because that ball pushes one over and then they just slide around. So I'll do one. And then we'll go ahead and do the other. The beads want to slide around, so I'm going to tighten that up a little bit. And then just put your baling plier in there. And bring that back around. So now we have two, and that one's wanting to fall around there, two beaded ear wires. Now if you did not make your curve that far over, it will depending on your angle, it's going to look a little bit different. So if you don't want that curve that far, you could have brought that back in a little bit further. And then I like to cut them about right here. So it's right below the loop right there. So I want to keep them both the same. So I'm going to rest that loop on my flush cutters and then come right up here and clip that there. And same with these. And then I'll measure where I bend it with my flat nose pliers so it's even on both. So right at the edge of my flat nose. And there we go. And then I'm going to hammer harden these as well. I'm probably going to hammer right above that ball. Just don't hit it if you can keep from it, and trying to keep it from moving up. Since I didn't bend that enough, but you normally would not have to do that. There's that one. Sorry for the phone shaking. I have it attached to the table. And there we go. We have two ear wires with the balls, decorative balls on the end. I hope that helps some. I have several of these made over here. I hope that helps some. It really looks nice when you make your own with your designs. It's not necessary. I mean, there's several beautiful ones on the market as well. But if you'd like to make your own or doing it to save a little bit of money, that is perfectly fine. These two I did not cut the bottoms of yet. But there we go. Thank you for watching. Please click the subscribe button. We'll be adding more YouTube videos as we possibly can. We're wanting to add one here very soon on weaving, doing a series on different weaving stages. So in order to see those, and once we start posting them, please click the subscribe button and like and share this video. Thank you.